Welcome back to episode 145. So in last week's video, I was on the GT, getting that clutch out. The clutch is now out. I've been waiting for parts to arrive. So as soon as it's actually the friction plate and the guide tube I'm waiting for still. When those arrive, I'll get the clutch back in and that'll be back on the road. I'm really keen. It's killing me that it's just sitting there up on axle stands waiting and the glorious weather outside. Anyway, that's the GT. This is the 79 car. So as you remember, the last 79 car, it went away for spray. That's still at the spray shop. I pop over every few days, check how it's getting on. It's slowly progressing, not as quick as I would like. I think they've had it 3 weeks. I'll drop in the next couple of days and sort of just see how we're moving. But while it's away, I've got so many bits I need to get on with. And I'm a bit unstructured with what I'm doing. I'm sort of all over the place. And this video is going to give you a good idea how unstructured I am. There's so many things around my garage floor that I'm sort of playing with. I'm not going to introduce it. Let's just dive in and see how I get on. As ever, sort of, remember to click the like, subscribe, leave me comments. Thank you to all the subscribers out there. If you want to become a subscriber, button down the bottom. There's a join button here. It's not on mobile. It's only on laptops, actually. I've just realized. Yeah, but I really appreciate anyone that supports the channel. But yeah, let's get in there and see how we get on. Right, now the car's gone to the sprayers, it's time to turn my attention to things like the dashboard. This is the original dash, and for a long time I thought this was just a plastic sort of, well, just to rewind. When I got the car, there was a black leather thing on top of this that all cracked and everything. And I don't know if you remember, I did a video of sort of, or part of a video just stripping it off, just pulling this stuff off black. Right, for a bit of change in scenery or a bit of variety of work, I'm going to start stripping out the dash. I'm not actually going to take the dash out at this moment. What I want to do is pull off this leather. Now, not long ago, I picked up this dashboard, which was going cheap. And I thought, well, I might as well grab it. And as it turns out, it got damaged in the post and I ended up not paying for it. So I have this dashboard, which it's got various little cracks. It's a plastic one as opposed to a leather one. So from a later car, it doesn't have the vents. And I'm trying to work out what the best way to move forwards is. So the original dash is in a hell of a state. It's corroded all along here. This is, I think it was galvanized. Presume it was galvanized, but that's failed long ago. I don't know what, look. Metal, it just crumbles out. So it is in a pretty bad way. There's clearly been a leak coming down, I guess the windscreen. One thing I can't get away from is that I need these vents out. So I'm going to try warming it up with the heat gun and just see if that becomes a little bit more flexible and pliable and get it out. It looks to me like it's this front edge, which actually be towards the back of the car, that should just tick under and allow it all to come out. There we go. That's pretty easy actually. I think I was probably panicking a bit more. A bit too much about that. They come out pretty nicely. Let's do the other side then. Exactly the same, heat it up. It's just a matter of squeezing fairly uniformly. That end, actually it's really tight, that end one. Let's get it a bit hotter. These two are popped out, I just want this end one a bit better. There we go. That's the later design next to it. You can kind of see now, these are obviously much thinner. That'll take quite a bit of cutting. Not that I'm shy of cutting them in, but that will take quite a bit of cutting. Quite a nice mini project while the car's away is restoring these lights. So we've got obviously two, no shit. This one I've washed out. I don't know if you can tell. It's a lot cleaner than his friend. So that's how it started life. All I've done is go over it with a sort of like a rough pad and some soap. Actually, look at If you can see that, fantastic. It's probably been leaking in there. Anyway, so I'll clean that one up in the background. This one that's been washed out, what I'm going to do is just rough it up with a little bit of sandpaper. Very fine, I don't know what that is, P2000. Just give it a little bit of something that the paint can stick to. Blow it out, or wipe it out, and then we'll just give it some paint, some coats of silver spray. And the stuff I'm using is called, hopefully that's focuses, Rust-Oleum Mirror Effect. I actually tested it to find out how mirror effect it is. So I don't know if you can tell, but this top one here has been sprayed. I just flowed a bit in there yesterday just to see what it's like. Seems all right, not bad. It looks original, to be honest. So, so yeah, that's today. Here, welcome to my makeshift spray booth. This is just me roughing up a little bit now. Just something to give the spray a texture to grip onto. So this is the one I sprayed up yesterday. It hurt just to give it a bit. It's hardly doing anything, but that's kind of what I want, because I don't want to leave a scratch that I can see. This is just to give it a bit of texture. To be honest, hardly anything came off of that at all. And then, I think so little came out, I'm not going to bother wiping it. And then I'm going to masking tape around the outside. Right, let's give it that first sort of dust coat. Like that. I'll let that go off, and then round two. Okay, so this allows 60 seconds between coats, so I think we're actually over 60 seconds because I was reading the instructions. All right, that's looking good. This is actually the paint for mirrors. So you spray on the back side of glass and you get a mirror. How cool. We'll let that just go off again. I'll come around the other side and spray there. Not sure I would describe this as a mirror, but whatever works, right? When I bought the car, it had these two headlight sort of surrounds, what we call them, or driving light surrounds. Great, I thought. But this one was broken, there. So I bought one on eBay for about 20 quid, which I was over the moon about. It wasn't until I got it home, or unwrapped it, I should say, I bought the wrong side. So looking at these on eBay at the moment, they're about 120 quid, which if you know anything about me, that's not going to happen. So I've got about sort of repairing this one. I've super glued the 2 points that it broke, which is here and here. Now you can see there's a bit missing out of there. What I'm trying to debate, I think ultimately this piece here is mended adequately, it's fine. I'm just thinking whether I can plastic repair here, or fiberglass repair it, and then you can get this black plastic repair stuff you sort of put over the top. I think it's quite a nice little project to do, so I'm probably going to have a crack at that. And then I just spray them completely black. I need to, because some ape's gone undrawn on this one. It doesn't come off, it's paint by the looks of it. So I'll then spray them completely black, and I think they'll probably look pretty good. This has had time to dry now, it's pretty stable. What I'm going to do is try to build this up then with fiberglass, and then I can re-drill the hole. I don't think there's anything too complicated with this. So let's leave that like that, let that stick, and then I'll turn it over and deal with the other side. That's pretty hard now, looks pretty decent actually. So what I'm going to do is use my Dremel just to buzz off the excess. Now what I'm going to do then is put fiberglass on this side. How much I need. It's not a massive amount. I'm not sure how clearly that comes up. Put my hand behind it, you can probably see a bit better. I just need a little bit in here. there may be some, and I bought some, I just can't find it, some sort of plastic putty that you put on and then set. So I actually bought it for this. And it's here somewhere, but I don't know where. Next up is the central console. This was dusty as hell. I've taken it and given it a really good wash over, still pretty crap, but it is what it is. And I've undone this, so this can be taken out the way. Now, this specifically has got a burn here. Hopefully that shows up on the camera. What I'm going to do with that is I'm going to fill it with my leather repair stuff. It's like a little putty kind of thing, and see what we can do there. But we'll put that out of the way for a minute. This is in pretty good order, apart from, it's one of the magical screws, trying to do a runner, so let's just make sure that's not too far. Apart from this bit here, which is ripped. What I'm going to do is unstick it, so I believe I can just pull it off here, like this. And hopefully, I'm assuming I can just take it off, and then either glue something behind here, or stitch it on. I think about 2 years ago I bought a crate from Ireland with a Porsche interior. Jury's still out whether I can actually use it. It came with Porsche front seats, Porsche rear seats apart from the top part of the backrest. But there's also this sort of bin bag with all the carpets inside. So it's time to start going through them. This is my original carpet. There's a nice big burn mark there, looking pretty tatty. And although this one's screwed up because it's been in the bag for, well, 2 years, it's actually immaculate. Hardly a mark on it. And it kind of goes for each piece of piece. So this is the passenger side, driver's side. Look how clean that is. This morning I'm going to have a crack at repairing that hole, probably cigarette hole, something like that. I've got this kit, repair kit I bought on, probably bought it on Amazon a while back. I've used it a little bit. Where's some of the bits in here? Right, that's the stuff I'm after. Yeah, I bought it quite a while back. I used it to plug up some holes where someone had screwed a mobile phone to the central console. And it seemed all right, you know, I didn't really use it excessively. But I'm going back with renewed confidence and probably false hope that I'm going to be able to do this correctly. Right, anyway, but I'm just going to crack on. As you've noticed, I'm not delaying today. This is a alcohol cleaner. Rubbing alcohol, whatever, leather prep, I think the company call it. That's from Furniture Clinic, which have been, it's great company. I would love to use their products to do this at some point. Right, so I'm just going to clean it out like that. This stuff, it will just take off all of the paint if you let it, which I'm not going to. I'm just trying to clean it up. Then I cut the patch as you saw. I'm just going to tuck the patch in and under. Right, that is tucked behind it. I just don't know if there's any loose bits that are going to sort of fluff up, but I guess we'll find out in a second. Now I'm going to use the one that I opened a while back, probably a couple of years actually, if I'm honest. Let's see if it's still liquid. And they say just put it in. As they say, put it underneath the fabric that I've just tucked in, sort of to create like a bond. So I'm going to squirt it underneath like that. Now there's another rip here. Now that's just a straight line rip. I wonder whether I need to get the, no, I can pick it up, look. Yeah, I can pick it up with my screwdriver. So I could slide a bit of my fabric under there. Let's try while we're stood here. Wouldn't mind if there's a little bit more robust, this stuff, because I know what's going to happen. As soon as I start putting it in, it'll disintegrate. I think we take the win. Let's give it a wipe with the alcohol. Now I will be spraying the entire thing. Right. You can see how that alcohol sort of takes the black off, but it's no problem because I will be doing the whole thing again shortly. Seems like if you can get underneath, you can kind of just squirt it under there. And just the fact that it's under, it will then sort of ooze out and do its thing. Yeah, right. I'm gonna let that dry, let those two bits dry. I should have done a little bit more on this perhaps to try and flatten it down, I don't know. Let's see what happens with it. You didn't point out there's a rip here as well. What are the comments for then if you're not typing them in? Look, big rip there. Now that should be a bit easier. Just feel around it. I reckon I could get a nice load. I'll tell you what we'll do though. We'll do this one without using their fabric because it's tight under there anyway. Let's just lift it up and squirt our stuff in almost like a glue. I'm going underneath the edge of the rip, all the way through like that. Then I'm just going to plop it on and squeeze it into the hole. Let's see what that does. And definitely the more challenging rip is this one here. It goes sort of between my two fingers. I don't want to pull it apart. And it's where it was stitched along here and it's kind of ripped out. Now I've got no idea if this kit that I've got is going to be strong enough to sort of hold this together. So what I'm thinking of doing is up this end where there's a nice straight line rip. I can get behind it, of course, turning it over, put one of these patches on there, stick it and let's let it dry and just see how strong it is. It doesn't need to be super strong, but it needs to be able to make, like, you know, retain its sort of shape, or at least hold these two edges together as it's sort of pulled over this this edge here, the foam. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut a little patch now, something like that. Should do the job. And I would have thought I can, if I splat it along the edge, one edge like that, and then along the other edge, like that, and give it a fair amount of overlap. There's quite a lot of stuff going on there. Right, and then it's still coming out, so I might as well use it up. Still coming out. Right. And let's just try and stick the patch on. This stuff is definitely black. So I'm going to put a bit more of the glue, whatever it is. It's not actually glue, is it? Sort of, okay. Just splat a load more in on the hope that it kind of sticks to whatever is there. I think it's had time to dry now. It's been probably 3-4 hours, something like that. I don't want to pull it apart like hard. It seems to have sort of got it. It's still very good. It's still wet. But what I'm going to do, I think, is carry on and do the next section. I'm going to do it in 3 sections. I'm going to do this. If I put my hand behind or even a bit of white stuff, you can probably see the holes. I'm going to do this section here, and then I'll do the bigger one later. Just leave that to do its thing. That's come along all right, I think. I have no idea if this is going to work, but these are the 2 sun visors. This is the passenger side one, which you can see it rotates relatively smoothly. This is the driver's side, and it's locked solid. I cannot turn that. And the problem is I don't know where the sort of the support or the bit that turns is inside here. So what I plan to do was sandwich it like this between these bits of wood, and then I can apply a little bit more force on it, which seems to be, to me, a pretty easy thing to try. The sandwiching is so that it holds the mechanism inside flat and doesn't sort of bust through the side of the sun visor. And I had this stuff out from when I was doing the headlining a minute ago, so I might as well just try it, see what happens. Let's see if I can... Oh, all right. That now moves. I'm going to put a bit more WD-40 down there, leave it out in the sun, and it will trickle down there. I may even put a little screwdriver down the side of the vinyl just to open the hole a bit, get a little bit more of the oil down there, and I think that's probably okay then. This will then be cleaned up and sprayed along with everything else. Excellent. Just to keep this video on its toes and unfocused, these are the repeater lights that go in the front wings. I don't know if you can tell how grubby sort of and unshiny it is. So what I'm doing is, well, one, I'm going to try not to crack it in the vise first, but like that. A tiny blob of, this is Maguire's Ultimate Compound. I don't know if it's any good. I've used it for quite a long time because it's quite cheap. And my polishing thing on my drill. And just give it a go like that. I'll quickly do it and then I'll show you what it looks like. But it should get rid of all of this. I think it's a bit of overspray and a bit of, I don't know, 40 years of scratches and things. Right, it's just, you saw how long I did that for. That's one blast. That's pretty much restored. When you look, I don't know if you'll be able to see, like there's just no scratches or minimal scratches in it now. I'm going to hold it in my hand and do the sides. There we go. Don't really need a wipe down, does it? But I think that's looking pretty good, isn't it? Right, I've done both of those now. They aren't ideal. I mean, one's got a little crack across it. Actually, looking at it, they've both got cracks across. If anyone's got a set of those that they don't want, please let me know. And the associated wires, I didn't test these, but I can't imagine there can be any real problem. So just pop them in the bag, and that's ready for when the car comes back. Right, I'm going to leave it there. So many jobs on the go. I've got the sun visors. The little indicators, I actually finished those indicators, apart from I need a rubber grommet to go around where the light clicks in, but I've got a whole box of those, so I'll be okay. So sun visors, the central console, I'm still pushing on with that. That will just keep going and getting better. The roof lining, I think it's probably straight enough. I've parked it for the moment. It needs spraying, which I'll do probably in a couple of videos. But I think the shape of it is now approximately correct. Dashboards, I don't know what to do. Leave me comments about what I should do with the dashboards. I really am not sure. This thing, I'm waiting for I've got some plastic repair that's going to arrive in a couple of days, and I'll put it on this side, fiberglass on the bottom, plastic repair on the top, and that should be pretty good. What else was I playing with? That's probably it, is it? Oh, and the carpets. The carpets are sitting in the sun, actually out that way, drying. They're looking fantastic. I now have surplus carpets. If anyone needs carpets, let me know. They're a bit tatty. Some of them good, some of them are bad, but hey, whatever. But yeah, I think that's probably it. I've got a box. I don't know if you can see, there's a box there of Porsche parts. There's lots of little clips and things for the 79 car. And things like the gaskets that go under the wing mirrors. Oh, I've been taking the wing mirrors apart. I didn't bother filming that. And repairing a couple of little bits. I'm going to probably run the motor up with the battery and just see if they work. But I'll video that when I do it. Yeah, there's lots of clips and little things here. Ready for when the car's back. What I need to resolve is the seats. I've got 6 seats here. 6 front seats. 3 sets of seats. I need to work out what to do. Probably, and annoyingly, the best seats are probably the ones that were in the car when I got it, because the leather isn't ripped. I think it's got 1 rip. And the material's not ripped because they've been retrimmed badly or in the wrong material. All the other seats I've got, either the leather's ripped or the material's ripped and they're a bit crappy. So I need to decide what to do there. I've got more rear seats that I know what to do with. You know, there's little plastic inserts. So they're all stacked up. in various patterns. I've got Pasha, checked, striped, all sorts of things. There's going to be one big eBay bonanza when I get the car back, and I get all the bits I want on the car, and I can get rid of the stuff I don't want. I've got two pairs of electric front seat motors, or whatever you call it, the whole thing. Anyway, rambling. Thank you for watching all this way to the end. If you've got this far, click subscribe. I think it's only fair. Leave me a comment and click like, and I'll see you next time.